Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from Easymarkets in the dealing room here in Sydney. We have an update for you today. We have a fairly important news regarding the trade wars between Europe and the US overnight. The meeting went well between Trump and Juncker, and we have seen some of the headlines coming out looking for a new phase of their trade relationship and also for tariffs eventually to be put back towards zero on both sides. So now that's a very positive outcome from what it could have been. Markets reacted in kind with the Dow shooting to fresh high, multi-month high, on track to test the highs of the year that were being tested, or the recovery highs for the year. Sorry, the high highs before the crash are still well way off just at the moment, but in terms of the rebound highs after the crash, if we go back to the big rally we had in February, the market did get up to around about 25.8, and we are now at 25.4. So we're in target there. We have broken the high from June, and that we're coming in around about 25,350, and we're sitting here currently around 25,400. So we've broken into a new range. The rally from in the last 3 weeks has been nearly 1,400 points, and that's a substantial move higher in the current market, and potentially a little overdone short term, but with the positive news developing and the reasons for the market to be falling getting eroded, and the timing of the next big headline regarding China probably still a month away, there is a little bit of an opening here for the market to rally, and with a lot of earnings being positive, with the notable exception of Facebook last night, which has dropped 25% in after hours. You do have a lot of the Dow and S&P in a strong uptrend at the moment. Now, in regards to the Facebook effect on the Nasdaq, you have seen, when a big stock like that, and Facebook was one of the fangs, you've seen the tech gap lower, and potentially we are going to see a larger move coming here when the market does open, because if Facebook's in trouble, potentially others are going to get taken down in that contagion. Definite change of field towards Facebook, given the number of drop-offs in user growth, and just the sentiment towards the pair post some of the security issues they've had, but such a big market cap, 150 billion wiped off the market value, is a huge number, and so that has to have effects as well that do have not exactly related to the stock, but just in the valuations and holdings that companies do have. So we will see the ramifications come through during the US session tomorrow. Should be localized to the Nasdaq though, shouldn't be too much more of a contagion there. And if we get a bounce and recovery, then things might stabilize very quickly, as long as things don't get worse. But in regards to the sentiment towards the market in whole, that nice news regarding Europe and US trade tensions has created a nice uplift. You see the Australian dollar doing quite well. You see the pound back above 132, and see the euro back at that 117.40 resistance that has been holding now for a few weeks, and if we can break above that, then we have a clear run to that 118 and potentially up to 120. The big stumbling block being what Draghi will say tonight. Now, Draghi, there's an ECB meeting tonight, and in regards to is it a big one, it's in between meetings, so there isn't going to be any updates in terms of economic forecasts, but there will be a lot of attention on Draghi's response to comments from Trump regarding currency manipulation by the ECB, and response to the recent easing in trade tensions, and just global trade developments as well, whether they're going to be negative or positive for the ECBs in terms of whether they can raise rates, or the QE program. If there's any impact there, then you'll see that. But look, it's may not be the biggest event. I know last month we did see the 300-point drop. Even if he repeats exactly what he said last month, it shouldn't have a very negative effect, given it's all priced in a little. And at the moment anyway, the market's looking for excuses to sell the US dollar in the risk-on environment, not to buy it. So we're set up in a much different way, whereas the market was pretty long going into that last ECB meeting, and the shock that the delay in rate hikes till next year can't really be repeated in the current market. So it may not be the biggest event, and it is a little bit of a stop sign though for the euro. Most of the pairs are rallying sharper than the euro. Dollar yen's underneath 111, so the US dollar's losing gain against ground against the yen as well. But the euro is the main one in focus today. So if you're watching for action, be watching the euro around about 9:45 when Sydney time, and then you have the press conference at 10:30 after that. If you want to have an update today, pre-game, that's fine. Tomorrow we'll do a little bit of analysis of the price action on what happened after the announcement, and look at some of the crosses on the euro. The euro crosses are all interesting at the moment. Some are very high levels, like the euro pound, and we could see some nice setups coming if we do see the right sort of moves tonight. Alright guys, we'll be back tomorrow with the next update. Give us a call on the numbers below if you want to have a further chat, or if you're not a member of the Easymarkets dealing room, you can sign up on the link below.